God of War Ragnarok is a fantastic game that features a rich and epic tale, following Kratos and Atreus on their adventures to stop Ragnarok. While the closing hours of the game provide a fitting conclusion to Kratos and Atreus' magnificent Norse story, the game continues after the first credits roll, following Kratos to continue exploring the realms, finishing unfinished business, and saying farewell to a wonderful setting. There are several must-see events in Ragnarok's postgame, and you won't know about them until you come across them on your travels. So we have them here, ready for you, and obviously, spoiler alert! Number 1. The Raven Keeper. As in the last game, there are more Odin's ravens prowling about the various realms. Collecting all of Odin's ravens was a prize in God of War 2018, but it provided little satisfaction beyond that. This time, it's different. Hunting down all 48 Odin's ravens in God of War Ragnarok not only awards you with pieces of armor and strong gear items, but it also unlocks a secret boss fight, the Raven Keeper. This boss is a disciple of Odin and is responsible for the ethereal green ravens you've been hunting for since 2018. Defeat her to obtain a powerful relic, and of course the satisfaction of brutally killing another enemy. Number 2. Home. Both the 2018 game and God of War Ragnarok center almost entirely on Kratos' connection with his son Atreus. The two have opposing views of the world, ideas, and approaches, but they love each other unconditionally. After the depressing conclusion of the main plot, you can return to your Midgard home for a brief yet emotional scene. The original game included a similar Easter egg, but much more obvious and frightening, with Thor appearing on your doorstep. However, following Ragnarok's main tale, you are offered some peace and self-reflection when Kratos discovers Atreus' notebook, which contains mementos from his own voyage. Do check this one out to see an emotional Kratos. Number 3. Skildir. While going through Midgard, Kratos, Mimir, and Freya may come upon Skildir, Atreus' mortal buddy from Asgard. To be specific, you can find him near the direct outpost Mystic Gateway. Now, do you recall the coin Odin offered Atreus as payment for causing damage to Kratos and Atreus' house towards the beginning of the game? When they first went, Kratos tossed the coin far away. Skildir discovers it embedded in a rock face. He is obsessed with prying the coin from the stone. Return to him a few times for new dialogue. Ragnarok's post-credits conclusion is jam-packed with these little interactions. You're not brought to them by quest lines, they're just rewards for exploring the world after Ragnarok. Number 4. AGRABODA. This is your first chance to return to Jotunheim, since going as Atreus earlier in the game. You will now be able to visit as Kratos. There isn't a lot of playing space here. Just the central area is available, but you'll get to hear some great talks involving Kratos, Freya, Mimir, and AGRABODA. You'll discuss the epic fight in Asgard, Atreus, and her art. Did I mention FREYR is also present, and Kratos will also be able to pet the nice dog? The journey is brief, yet it is a must-watch. Number 5. FREYR'S Camp. FREYR'S Camp, which was home to several interesting people throughout the campaign, is now a little quieter, but it's still worth a visit to receive an update on the Asgardian refugees. Hildisvini is conversing with Lady Sif about preparations to accommodate many Asgardian refugees in Vanaheim. The chat is brief, but it's a beautiful moment to see the ongoing healing in a post-Odin world. Sif was last seen seated with THRUD during the Battle of Asgard. You'll note she's no longer with her mother. There's a reason for this. Number 6. THRUD. Thor is a prevalent character in God of War Ragnarok. In the game, he's masterfully represented as a glorious aggressive Norse god. The few occasions you get to engage or even work with him are really enjoyable, which makes the end of the journey all the more sad. Now, you might be wondering what happened to his hammer, Mjolnir, after the Asgardian War. Well, the game has an answer for you. Lunda even recommends that you go to this spot since you don't want to miss it. Travel to Alfheim's Canyon's Gateway. Mjolnir and THRUD will be waiting for you a little distance away when you arrive. She will then take up Mjolnir and leap into the skies, showering lightning in her wake. Many gamers were probably sad that they couldn't help Mjolnir, but if anybody deserves such a powerful weapon, it's THRUD. Number 7. Sanctuary Grove. After completing the game and being thrown back into the world with Kratos, Freya, and Mimir, you'll discover a new mystic gateway in Midgard. In that, Charlie can be found in Sanctuary Grove. This gives Freya the opportunity to apologize for leaving her massive turtle dwelling. Forgiveness isn't easy in this situation, and their relationship is still strained, but it's a chance to start healing. Also, if you finished Berengar's questline and told him about a peaceful location to dwell, you'll run into him here, tending to the fire and keeping Charlie company. Number 8. Freya. This should go without saying, but if you have any unfinished side missions, now is the time to do them. With Atreus on his own journey and Freya joining Kratos and Mimir on a full-time basis, the game's side missions take on new meaning. Freya has some fantastic dialogue prepared just for the scenario, allowing her to provide her own distinct viewpoint on the several side tasks that were initially meant for Atreus. Kratos and Freya, for example, discuss missing Atreus and how proud they are of him during the Secret of the Sands quest. Number 9. Tyr. One of the post-credits questlines includes tracking down the Asgardian remains, various outposts of Einar's soldiers spread throughout the realms. A massive Asgardian prison has crashed down into this icy world in Niflheim, near the Raven Tree. This isn't a simple encampment to conquer, but rather a multi-tiered building with some difficult riddles to solve. Making it all the way to the bottom is well worth it, as you will meet a very surprising character, the real Tyr. After confronting and liberating him, you'll see him in a few different places across the realm, such as FREYR'S camp in Vanaheim and the Watchtower in Svartalfheim. Let us know if you can spot him anywhere else. Number 10. A Viking funeral. When Brock is killed unexpectedly, it is one of the most shocking and devastating situations in the game. The iconic dwarf played an important role in both the first game and the sequel. Without question, this blunt, passionate dwarf died much too soon. Thankfully, his send-off is meaningful because you can attend Brock's funeral at Svartalfheim. A Viking funeral, perhaps the game's perfect epilogue, is a brief but significant side mission in which Kratos, Mimir, and Freya travel to Svartalfheim to attend Brock's funeral. This is a heartbreaking send-off for a brilliant character, and it also emphasizes Sindri's pain. While credits begin to run earlier in the game, when Kratos is wandering through the post-Ragnarok recovery section, the true ending credits will begin to roll after finishing a Viking funeral, delivering a fitting and bittersweet conclusion to a magnificent game. And this is about it. Apart from these, you could also test your skills by taking on the Berserker Souls and eventually the Berserker King or the Valkyrie Queen GNA, the toughest boss fights in the game. Or those good old Muspelheim trials could also kill your boredom. Do let us know in the comments if we missed out something interesting. See you next time!